And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski with you on an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening here on the Space Coast. Tonight, we kick off our boys lacrosse season. Did so the other night with the girls, and Jackson Robb and Caleb Brown delivered an outstanding broadcast. I can only hope that I can give you the same here tonight. Tonight's game is brought to you by Craig Technologies. Craig Technologies is a nationwide engineering and technology firm headquartered in Merritt Island, providing services to both government and commercial customers. Craig Technology services include design, engineering, system engineering, and integration, software design, and development. They also have information technology support, training, and course software development. For more information, call Craig Technologies at 321-613-5620 or visit online at Craig, C-R-A-I-G, Tech, T-E-C-H, Inc.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by W&J Construction. From pre-construction through project completion, W&J Construction services span across all aspects of the construction process, from general contracting, design and build, construction management, and estimating. What sets what sets W&J apart from the competition? They are a Brevard-based company that understands every aspect of your project from pre-construction through completion. And for more information on W&J Construction, give them a call at 321-632-7660 or visit online at WJConstruction.com. That's WJConstruction.com. There are 6 million captains in the middle of the field as we get set to go here tonight between the Viera Hawks under new and first-year head coach Bob Nunn. Last year, 9-8 so far this season, off to a pretty good start, I'd say. Undefeated, 39 goals and just 9 allowed. They'll take on Timber Creek. The last time they faced off against the Wolves was back in 2018. That was a 15-3 Viera win. Two and 0 for Viera so far this year. Keep your eye on number 11 out there for Viera, Cannon Velitis. 11 goals already this season. 11 goals for Velitis. He is just a sophomore. The Hawks are in that light colored gold, and Timber Creek is in black. In goal is going to be for Timber Creek, Logan Plank, and in goal for Viera, the reigning Brevard Sports Network Defensive Player of the Year, Jackson Lynch, who is just a sophomore. Unusual for us to give the award to a freshman last year, but you know what? Kid deserved it. There is no doubt about that. Face off, and we are ready. And we're underway. And the Hawks control the draw. This is Ben Van Genekten, and Van Genekten goes head first into the drainage pit area. Van Genekten with the long stick quickly gets it in to Cannon Velitis. Velitis, as I just told you, the leading goal scorer here so far this year for the Viera Hawks. Here you go, Caleb. Nope, I'm not giving you any seconds. No, I'm kidding. This is what I call shot, and just misses the upper right-hand portion off the stick of sophomore Matt Goodman. And Velitis This is what I call a surprise broadcast. As the Hawks set up the offense and trying to put it in there was Landon Almonte. There's always an advantage and a disadvantage to being so good and so young, and I'll tell you what that is coming up. And giving chase and picking the ball up is Ethan DeSchulo. And the Hawks will set it up again. Inside shot and a good save made by the keeper. And the rebound picked up by Landon Almonte. And the Hawks will set it up one more time. Good ball control, good movement. Aiden McNamara over there. This is Velitis. And he couldn't get anything off. Scooping it up is Tyler Parson. And he'll hand it off to Logan Plank. And Timber Creek will make their first offensive effort of the night. And this is Joshua Colon Priesno. Shot and a goal. Unbelievable transition. Daniel Quinn with the conversion beats Jackson Lynch over the left shoulder, and Timber Creek takes an early 1-0 lead. I mean, that's about as quick as a transition as you'll see. And a pretty goal. Got to call it like you see it, Caleb.
Yep. Executing transition perfectly. Drawing your two defenders.
Yep.
Drop it right over their heads.
Sure did. And the Hawks can, and we're tied up in the faceoff department. This is Caden Bissell, and that'll be a whistle and Hawk ball. And on the attack comes Viera. Josh Glick with it. He'll lay it back for Gabe C. C over on the far side to Landon Almonte. What's that? That's what I thought. I just was making sure before I opened my mouth. And the Hawks playing a patient game at the moment. This is Almonte in front of Velitis, and he couldn't corral it in. And he'll pick it up in the exposition. 8:52 to go here in the opening quarter. And the Hawks trail it 1-0 on a goal by Daniel Quinn. Got to move, got to move. Trying to work yourself. Gabe C with a shot, and that ball will remain Viera's. Here we go again. This is Matt Goodman with it. Goodman out to C. C, and a pass too high. And scooped up by Caden Bissell. And here comes Timber Creek. Let's see if they try to transition again. And this time the Hawks will intercept the pass. C at the midfield stripe. He'll work it into the attack third. And pull it back. I can't tell if the Hawks are trying to set up an offense or look for a perfect shot. Trying to set something up here. It's like four corners in basketball. Shot. No, that was a pass. And $7:14 to play here in the opening quarter. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Why wouldn't there be? Body check on Timber Creek. So Timber Creek's going to go down a man. That's going to be Mason Sneed that heads into the box. So goaltender Logan Plank's going to be tested here. Hawks with a pretty good extra man advantage. 30 seconds. Shot to goal. Beautiful. Ethan DeShulo. And DeShulo with a beaut there. And for DeShulo, that is his 5th of the year. And the Hawks tie it up at 1 apiece.
DeShulo said, "You can't see me."
That's right. DeShulo. They got a little bit of John Cena going on in the background. And Hawks will, or nope, Hawks. Nope, still don't have it.
I believe you have 10 seconds to get it into.
Yeah. And the penalty is over. Shot, and that went wide.
On a that body check.
Yeah.
That's releasable if you score.
He was still in the box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just came out. What's up, man? Little. I know I'm getting old. I used to be able to broadcast in here with no lights. Can't do it anymore. Working it back is Jackson Sperry. Twisting, turning, shot. Jack Lynch with a big one there. I'll tell you, he got down, shut the 5 hole, and had the stick in the middle. That's a big save, 628. And that's why he's the reigning BSN Defensive Player of the Year for saves like that. The Hawks are going to take a timeout, and I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about our 2 great sponsors tonight, W&J Construction, a Brevard-based construction company that understands every aspect of your project from pre-construction through completion. From project management to cost and quality controls, W&J Construction has greater control over the construction process. They are a hands-on construction firm who thrives on the challenge of owning responsibility for the most complex projects, both large and small. For more information, log on to wjconstruction.com. It's an absolutely beautiful website. Or for more information, 321-632-7660. And how about Craig Technologies? Carol Craig. Fantastic. I love Miss Carol. She's fantastic. Great community person. Craig Technologies, a nationwide engineering and technology firm, which is headquartered in Merritt Island. If you've ever had an opportunity to visit their website, it too is absolutely incredible. Craig Technology supports project from concept to real-world applications with end users in mind. They engineer, design, prototype, and test a wide variety of mission-critical systems for a diverse range of both government and real-world customers. Founded in 1999 by CEO, CFO Carol Craig, it is a U.S.-owned small business, woman-owned business, economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business, veteran-owned small business. And for more information on Craig Technologies, log on to Craig Tech, CraigTech, Inc.com. And their telephone number is 321-613-5260. Back to action here with a tie score and 6:14 to go in the first. Hawks and the Wolves. And working it back in is Josh Glick. Glick will get it over to Matt Goodman. You look on this roster, you see a lot of sophomores, some freshmen. In front, good feed, but Connor Huffman couldn't corral it in. And again, you have them. They're good goal scorers. I'd like to say hello to Lee Rogenberg, my man. You had to tell me about that win over Maryland, did you, Lee? Lee Rogenberg, of course, from Florida Lacrosse. Lee, as always, my friend, put your website in there. It is the most comprehensive coverage of high school lacrosse in the state of Florida. Nobody does a better job at covering it than Lee. Lee, I'm still waiting to find out what games you're going to come do with me this year, buddy. Does the morning coffee on YouTube. Yeah, Monday through Friday during the season. This is Lee Rogenberg's time of the year. And, of course, a good friend of Brevard Sports Network. Helps us out a lot this time of the year as the Hawks working around the perimeter. Ethan DeSchulo, who has the lone Hawk tally with the stick. In shot, goal! Cannon Velitis with his 12th of the year. And that quick release gives the Hawks a 2-1 lead. That's a pretty one from Velitis. He wasted no time, didn't double pump. He just let it go, and as a result, quickly beat Logan Plank to give Viera a 2-1 lead. Come on, Lee. I'll get you a hotel for the night. Hawks 2-1 in the face-off department. Make it 2-2 now. And Viera has really controlled, ball control in this game has been outstanding for Viera. Not a lot of shots, but they do have 2 goals. Timber Creek, 1 goal on 3 shots taken thus far. And they'll set up in the perimeter, see if they can't get back in the X spot and work it back out. And they set up sort of a triangle set here. And a sandwich. All right, if you got to eat. All right, Lee, if you have to eat, I'll buy you something to eat, too. You can even do the morning coffee from the studio. How's that? And Timber Creek will try it again here. Yeah, I don't blame him. Good defense. That's outstanding defense right there by Eli Manchetti. He never gave Joshua Colin-Prezino any look. And that one's going to get away, and that'll be Timber Creek ball. That was just good defense. I know, right, Lee? Come on, buddy. 4 minutes to play in quarter number 1. 2-1, Viera out front. Good check. And Timber Creek, Mason Sneed working it down. He leads the Wolves in goals.
That was a perfect check into the chest without raising the stick.
Look at Chad Weiss chiming in. Chad Weiss, I'm glad to see you on here. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with your dad. He had surgery. Everything came out well, just in some pain. Chad, please tell your dad we said hello and get well. But we were talking, okay, so let me make my point about being young and having these prolific type goal scorers like Velitis. The issue with young and good is you're young and small. You know what I'm saying? You're small, so what you're seeing a lot of times is once they get in the weight room and work a little bit and put some muscle on those shots, then you get the complete package. Matt Goodman will take it at the half line. Can't wait to get over and see Holy Trinity this year, too. We got the Holy Trinity and Viera game, of course, later on this year. That might be the one you want to come up for, Lee. And here comes a flag and a goal, but they're going to wave it off. So they're going to wave off the goal, but the Hawks are going to go up a man. What do you call?
Called,
Cross check.
yep.
So,
And the reason it became illegal is because he came up with the stick.
he hit him he hit him up underneath. He certainly did that. And the Hawks are 1-for-1 with the man advantage tonight. And let's see how they do here. And they'll score. And a good feed in front. And Connor Hoffman with the tally on that one. And it's 3-1 Viera with 2:22 to play. And that was a releasable penalty. So we're all even up. And the Hawks are 2 for 2 with the extra man tonight. Goals so far tonight, DeShulo, Velitis, and Hoffman. Sophomore, and a senior with goals. And Viera right back down, and this time bumped off and taken away by Mason Sneed. Sneed going to come all the way in, shoots. Lynch is there with the save. And the long outlet, and the Hawks will work it back down in transition. In front, and nice defensive play there. But the Hawks get it back, and they'll set it up. Joshua Prinzo knocked it out, but Viera was quickly there to corral the GB. Ethan DeShulo, who's already got one. That is Nick Dunbar at the top of the slot area. Back over to DeShulo. Less than 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. You all right?
Yep.
And Viera patient with their ball control tonight. Now they make a move. Shot and scooped up by Logan Plank. And Plank will feed the outlet to Prinzo. And Prinzo in quick transition. He doesn't have the numbers. And he ducked. It's a bad call. He ducked and got hit in the head. That's not a good call. I don't like it. I don't think there was anything he could do. The player ducked under, and I guess a hit to the head is a hit to the head. But I don't like the call. So the Hawks will go a man down. 42.3 seconds to play in the first quarter. You like our new fancy scoreboards, Lee? And Timber Creek, who has not had much time of offensive possession, if they can score here, will trail by just one. And I would say the ball control time in this game has got to be 3-1 in favor of Viera. Shot, and there it is. And that's a beaut over the top. And that one looks like it was scored by Austin Andoronico. Either 28 or 20. It was either Benjamin Orth or Austin Andoronico. One of the two. Whoever shot that, it was a good-looking shot. And it's 3-2. And Timber Creek's now 1-for-1 with the extra attacker. McGuire Pedrick back in the face-off circle and scooping it up. The Hawks will win their third draw of the night. This is Ethan DeShulo who's got a goal. Mr. DeShulo brings it down. 10 seconds. The Hawks got to hurry here. This is Ben Van Genekten, and that's a save, and that should take us to the end of the first, and it will. We have reached the end of the first quarter, and we've got us a good one here, folks. The Viera Hawks on goals by Ethan DeShulo, Cannon Velitis, and Connor Hoffman lead it 3-2. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Same bat time. Or no, check that. Same bat place, different bat time. Be 7 o'clock tomorrow night for the FHSAA 6A state semifinals, as the Viera Hawks will host St. Thomas Aquinas tomorrow night. The winner will advance to the 6A state championship game. We'll switch sides here. 12 minutes on the clock. Nice job by Connor. Connor Huffman, who got the last Hawk goal, has the ball. A couple of nice checks there. And there's another one on Velitis. And number 25 is having his way right now physically. And Cameron Braswell forces the Hawks a turnover. And the referee says, let's go. And here comes Timber Creek in transition. Good job. Good move inside. Yeah, good. That was a great stick check. This is Daniel Quinn who has a goal for Timber Creek. And the lazy pass there. You got techniques, fundamentals. You know what I mean? They make a difference. Sneed with it. Sneed with the approach. Side slot. And Jackson Lynch scoops it and feeds it out to Hoffman through the middle circle. And Hoffman, good transition shot. And that one knocked aside by Logan Plank. Two good saves by each goalie. And we stay at 3-2 Viera. Little press there. And here comes Timber Creek. Ball falls out of the pocket. Picked up by Viera. And here come the Hawks. This is Josh Glick with it. Glick stick check by Caden Bissell. Glick, and the feed is behind the intended attacker there. Matt Goodman, and it'll be Timber Creek ball. Oh, great press. And nearly with a turnover there. Good defensive pressure back in the X spot there. This is Sneed with it. Sneed. What do we got? Time out, Timber Creek. All right. You know what that gives me a chance to do? That gives me a chance to tell you all about Craig Technologies and W&J Construction. Look, it all started at a kitchen table. Founded in 1999 by CEO CFO Carol Craig, Craig Technologies has been able to achieve stability through diversity, and they offer a wide scope of award-winning engineering and technical solutions to include software design and development, system engineering and integration, multidisciplinary engineering, training and courseware development, modeling and simulation, information technology support, and integrated logistics support. Uh, their lean management team and industry leading employees benefits help them to deliver exceptional customer service at lower cost. For more information on Craig Technologies, CRAIG Tech, CraigTechInc.com, or 321 613 5620. Nothing like botching the old commercial read. And W&J Construction, a Brevard County-based construction company that understands every aspect of your project. W&J Construction is developed into an extensive and diverse background encompassing all aspects of construction, and their leadership in quality and safety is second to none. For more information, give W&J a call at 321-632-7660 or visit online at wjconstruction.com. 9:43. What does that mean?
Oh, all right. Playing defense in transition. If you're like you say glued to the hip of as a defender, you're riding.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a ride was.
That's a term I forgot.
So point this ride out to me next time. You know, you got to teach this old hockey guy some new tricks every once in a while. You know, you're not really seeing a lot of cutting from these. And there's a goal. Man, that was a blast. That one scored by Daniel Quinn. That'll be his second. And yeah, you're not seeing a lot of cutting going on. You know, it is with the way that these teams are trying to set up, and we're all tied at 3 as Daniel Quinn just blasted that one past the sophomore.
But I will say that's Quinn's second shot from distance. So
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Like a hockey forecheck. Now that makes sense. Gotcha. Timber Creek certainly making the most of their opportunities tonight, Caleb.
yeah, they are.
That is Daniel Quinn again, and you better believe they're putting a stick on him. That's Jacob Glick all over him. Glick with the long pole in his hand. Again, let's see. They got 3 guys sitting in front there, 2 at the top of the slot area.
It's almost like hockey.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly right. Trying to screen shots here. That's what it feels like, anyway. And here he comes again. He's going to go back to that same spot, shoots, and he scores a hat trick. Daniel Quinn with his 3rd of the night, and he gives the Timber Creek Wolves a 4-3 lead. That one, the first 2 were over the shoulder of Lynch. That one low and to the left. And with 7:26 to go in the first half, Timber Creek is on a little run here. That's a nice shot. And he has fired all 3 from the same area.
Beautiful in between the legs pass there. Face off.
Down the slot shot, and this time Lynch gets a piece of it off the skip off the ground. Timber Creek will retain possession, and this is Daniel Quinn again, and I think I'd have to put a shoulder into him. No angle there. Angle there. And Timber Creek working it, and they score again. That one by Caden Bissell. And in the blink of an eye, it's 5-3 Wolves, their first 2-goal lead of the night. They scored the first goal, and then Viera came back and scored the next 3. And now they're on a 4-0 run, Timber Creek, to lead it.
Well, we can talk about the no cutters all we want, but
And they don't need any cutters. Picked up by Cameron Braswell. And here comes Timber Creek again. This is Braswell and Jackson, and that's going to be a whistle, and this is going to be a penalty against Viera, and they're going to go a man down. He gave a cross-check signal there, I think. Everything's a cross-check to me. He could put his hand up in the air and then point left, and that'd be a cross-check to me.
I didn't see the hit.
Look, it's been a battle all night. That young man did some hitting down here. Cameron Braswell, he got it. You know, he took a solid shot. Not anything I wouldn't have done.
I don't know how. I don't know when that
It was a good hit. It just the referee didn't see it that way. I used to tell the ref, come on now. There's your definition of clean and mine. I like mine better. So the extra man advantage, they are 1 for 1 tonight in that category. And he wheels around and shoots, and they'll keep possession.
typically coaches don't care for that sidearm shot. However, if you take a pass for a coach,
That's all they're scoring on. Oh, wow, works his way in. And I'll tell you what, that's a great save by Jackson Lynch right there. Should be 6-3, but Lynch pulled that one out of the sky. And here comes Matt Goodman. Goodman. And that's a nice stick check there. In front, good feed, good check. And the goalie fails. The goalie covers it up. And a good play by Logan Plank there. He just took his stick and smothered it. Gets it out to Joshua Prinzo, and Prinzo crossed the midfield line. And on the attack comes, that's a good hit, good stick check. 5 minutes to go. And Viera trying to disrupt this 4-goal run by Timber Creek. They lead it 5-3. Mason Sneed wiggles, turns, shoots, and Jackson Lynch picks it off the skip. And here comes Landon Almonte down the field. Almonte, nice feed. Oh, tried to shoot before he had it. It's like any other sport. Look it in. Keep your eye on the ball. He took it off for a split second, and the pass got away. It was a good feed. And the referees in the stands.
I believe Timber Creek called the
Timeout.
possession.
Timber Creek calls a time with possession, so good play there. Similar to basketball. Right. All right, 4:24 to go. I'm going to step aside. Be right back here on the Brevard Sports Network. Caleb and I just discussing here, this is a young Viera team. You look down, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seniors on this squad. And they're missing Kyle Fisher this year, too, their leading goal scorer from last year. He's out with an ACL. And so what you get with young teams is you get spurts where they look like, you know what, they're all seniors and they all know what they're doing. And you get spurts where they all look like eighth graders. And, that's where you got to mesh them together. Experience matters in high school sports. It does. It always has, and it always will. Naturally, you get that standout athlete every once in a while. But for the most part, collectively as a team, it is experience. You win together, you lose together. And if you never learn to do either, then you never become a good team.
Especially coming off of a big back-to-back, a young team's going to ride the high of
Right.
win over a rival.
I mean, they have an outstanding foundation of good young talent here on this Viera team. They really do. In 2 years, they'll be over. They may be able to go down south and in Central Florida and beat some of these good teams. And they got one of the best young goalies in the state. Mr. Garrett Lamp. Want to say hello to my buddy Garrett Lamp. Love the Lamps. What's not to love about the Lamps? Just a great family. And Viera's going to take a timeout. It's exciting, to be quite honest with you. I mean, it really is. And, the future is very, very bright for the lacrosse program here, both with the girls and the boys. So I'm excited for it.
For the girls, their big test is coming up here at the end of the month.
Yeah, we'll be down in Vero for that one. Maybe you want to come to Vero Beach for the girls' game. Right back here to now Monday night we got lacrosse and I'm doing a baseball game Monday night. Yep, I'm going to do O'Galley baseball Monday night. They got a big game coming up. Love this song. 3:25 to go in the first half. Coming up at halftime, absolutely nothing. We'll all take a break. We did just sign a new media partnership deal with the Orlando Guardians of the XFL. We're pretty excited about that. I interviewed Terrence Plummer. Yeah, right, Lee? Amen. And the Hawks looking to snap that 4-goal run inside out. And that shot from Landon Almonte goes wide. And the feed just over the stick of Elias. And giving chase and picking it up is Prinzo. And Prinzo is stopped and hit and gets it out anyway. This is Jack Keehan with it. And Keehan gives it to Prinzo.
That was a sweet pass.
Yeah, it was. This is Mason Sneed setting it up from the top. 2:25 to play in the first half. 5-3 Timber. It's a good one here tonight. Nice shot, and that is a great deflection. Good defense there. Too much of a windup on that, I thought. Telegraphed it. And the Wolves will work it again. On his hip. That's a shot, and that one goes off of Hoffman. And the Hawks come away with it as Jackson Lynch gets it ahead. And it's stolen away and fed ahead. Sneed with no Hawks in the area. Timber Creek pushing it to try to double their goal advantage here before halftime. In the slot, shot. And Lynch comes up with it again. That's 3 straight saves by Lynch. Here comes DeShulo, who's got the first goal of the night for Viera. $1:20 to play. Hawks in desperate need of a goal here to snap that 4-0 run. One minute. Nice move. In front of the goal. Great feed across. And finishing it off is Matt Goodman. That was a great feed. Have fun, Lee. Have fun. Good talking to you, buddy. There's Caleb. Okay, very good, Caleb. I was going to say it's Caleb. For Goodman, that's Goodman's 7th of the season. And that was an outstanding feed on the goal. Have a good time, Lee. And it's 5-4 with 44 seconds to play in the half. And one final rush here by Timber Creek. 15 seconds to go. They got to hurry. Nice defense there by I believe Jackson Lynch got a piece of that one too. Lynch. And this will likely do it. And the Hail Mary will end the half with the score. Timber Creek 5, Viera 4. Back with the second half coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, folks, we're set to start quarter number 3 here between the Hawks and the Wolves. Wolves up 5-3, as you can see on your, 5-4 on your Craig Technology and WJ Construction scoreboard. And Timber Creek wins the face-off here. Looking to get their touch in the box. As they now get their offensive midfielders in. Working the ball around, cut inside. Shot. Great swim move. Just out of the crease, and refs are going to discuss this one. And it's a goal for number 12, Brett Clark. I mean, and Clark put on a swim move, cut just in front of the crease, got himself a one-on-one with the goalie, with Jackson Lynch, and took his shot. No problem. Allen will be back in just a second. And Viera now wins the face-off. Number 15 there, Pedrick. And next whistle, Allen will be taking back over. Ethan DeShulo with possession. Gives it off there to Landon Almonte. Almonte dishing it off on the outside. Back at X, there's Goodman working GLE. GLE, goal line extend. Sidearm from distance, and that will be a shot by Viera, missed, and here's Allen. Oh, check that out. Hawks. Back at X. There's number 23, Aiden McManna. And a shot picked up by the Hawks with possession. Aiden McNamara. There's Almonte. Almonte backing in two defenders. Pass. Shot. And good job backing in, drawing two defenders in, getting it to the open man. Unfortunately, just could not put it in the cage. Shot and a goal. Landon Almonte with the goal. And they cut the lead to 1 with that goal. That is Almonte's 5th of the year. Set to take the face-off again is number 15, McGuire Pedrick. The Hawks need the middies to come in more aggressively on those face-off. Pedrick set it up nicely, and unfortunately his midfielder just could not scoop it up in time. Timber Creek with possession. Number 1 driving it in. Now slowing it down as Timber Creek subs in their offensive middies. That's Mason Sneed. Dumps it off. There to number 3, Joshua Cologne Prinzo. Caden Bissell. Nice check, but even better to bounce off it, and Lynch with the save. And Jackson Lynch taking it out to almost midfield, dishing it off. And the Hawks squandered their numbers advantage there. Need to be a little quicker on that one. They dish it back out to DeShulo. DeShulo dishing it back out to Nick Dunbar. No problem. Hey. Dunbar bringing it out around to X. Almost loses that one. Loses a defender. DeShulo cuts in, and great save there. Logan Plank. And the Viera faithful want a flag there. As Viera resets the offense. Gives it to DeShulo. DeShulo fakes one way, draws in 3 defenders, and unfortunately there's no one sitting behind him. Shot, and a good save there by Plank. Plank with the outlet. There's a loose ball, and the Hawks, DeShulo picks it up. DeShulo comes across mid. They had numbers for at least 2 seconds. Probably a good idea just to pull it back. Coach yelling yellow as Viera gets their offensive midfielders back in the game. Dunbar dishing it off. Oh, tried to do a little give and go. And Timber Creek had numbers there and can't control possession. Brett Clark dishing it inside. He's got 2-on-1, a defender and a goalie. Bissell. Shot and wide. Offsides.
All right. I was checking, doing a couple of things at once here. Got the Palm Bay Girls Regional Championship basketball game on one screen and broadcasting here on the other. Here it's 6-5 between Viera and Timber Creek. And back down the field comes the Hawks, and they've had a couple of fast breaks that have been squandered here early. And let's see. Looks like they're going to set it up. This is Landon Almonte, who had a beautiful goal in front, and that one is intercepted before it could reach its intended target. Logan Plank, the keeper, stuck his stick out and took it away. And here comes Timber Creek. This is Sneed. He's done everything but score a goal tonight. This is Daniel Quinn, who's done everything and score a goal tonight. 3 of them. Sneed around, shot, nice defense. Ground ball is scooped up by Hoffman. Connor Hoffman on the break. Feed, and the pass got away. Got to get it up. And you got to lead them. Got to get it out front. Yeah. I'd like to say hello to our reigning Brevard Sports Network Boys Lacrosse Coach of the Year, the head coach of the Melbourne Bulldogs, Sean Irvin, in the house. Welcome, Coach Irvin. This is Joshua Prinzo. Prinzo, that ball sails over to the Avenues. And with 4 minutes and 9 seconds to play, we got us a nail biter here, 6-5. We're going to have a lot of lacrosse this year, as much as Caleb and I can handle. And, of course, Melbourne. I'm thinking of Coach Irvin. And, of course, baseball and softball as well. The Melbourne Bulldogs softball team, the defending 6A state champs. And here comes Viera. Wide open in the slot high. There's a nice goal. Connor Velitis gets his second and 13th of the year. He just kind of turned and just with a little wrister there, nothing fancy, just flicked it into the net. And it's 6-6. We're all tied up. And 3:28 to play in the third, Caleb, and this is a good one. And again, beat to the ball. Viera catches a break because the ball stays on the ground, but there's no doubt that Timber Creek is beating the Hawks to the face-off, but the Hawks will come away with it, and they're going to look to take their first lead. In front, oh, Velitis just missed the pass. Nice hit. That's solid. And we're going to get a whistle, and they're going to, the defenseless. I thought it was a good hit. He didn't get him in the head. He was looking, right? So what's the call? At least he's up. That's good news. Always good to see that. But the Hawks will go down a man here with the score tied at 6. I think over at Lake Highland Prep, they may want to call the janitorial crew in because I think somebody has put something on the top of Palm Bay's basket that won't let the ball go through. I mean, they're having some tough luck scoring. I mean, the ball goes in, it comes out. Goes in, comes out. Pirates are trailing 15-4 early in the second quarter in their regional championship game against Lake Highland Prep. Will this be the final high school basketball game in the unbelievable career of Emma Rich tonight? Illegal body check is the call. 2 minutes locked in. And so with 2:45 to go, they can score at will.
When you're man up like this is where you want to see cutters because someone's bound to be open.
Somebody's got to be open. Supposed to be open, right?
So if you're open, you should be cutting.
Right. And number 12 sitting right there in the far right slot. He backs up. Great defense. What a job right there. And wouldn't it be neat if the Hawks could score shorthand? That's Jacob Glick with the D. And the Hawks will just hold on and try to kill this thing off. Why not?
If a shot you can't resist opens up, take it.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's something certain, kill this penalty. 1:50 to go in the third quarter. About a minute to go in the penalty, and the Hawks with a great job. Don't do anything but hold. And this is nice feed in front and shot off the side of the net. But that's a good job. That's an outstanding job of PK kill time.
And not a bad shot selection either.
Or PK time, right. No, it wasn't a bad shot selection. That was smart. And the Hawks will end up with it again, and they'll get it over to Jackson Lynch. And Lynch, he just flings it out. He's got such unbelievable how he just, flick of the wrist. And the referees in the stands for the Hawks are screaming for an illegal body check. Here comes Mason Sneed. And Hawks are still down a man, but not for much longer. 5 seconds. And he's free. And that's a great kill. Could be the difference in the game. It's Jackson Sperry. Sneed. Sneed winds. And Lynch cuts it off. And the pass a little bit too far. But there to scoop the ground ball up. In front. Nice hit. Wide open shot. And it goes wide. Wide open from the far side was Aiden McNamara, and he shot it wide. 19.8 seconds to play in the third. Tied at 6. Catherine says, good luck. You see that flag? That's for the Irish. That's because that's where Emma's heading. In front. There it is. The underhanded goal by Matt Goodman puts the Hawks on top. 7-6. Was it Almonte? That was Goodman. Almonte with the feed, and Goodman didn't miss. And it's 7-6 Viera with 11.1 seconds to play in the third. That was a beaut, Clark. What's that? Right. Hawks need to win the face-off here. Got to keep them out. Okay. You'll take it. Here we go. Almonte. And the Hawks are just content to let the quarter run out. It does. We'll figure it out. We'll be right back. Hawks with a 7-6 lead headed into the fourth. All right, seventh inning stretch here at Hawks Stadium as Sweet Caroline plays in the background. We will now have to share uh, media rights and our streaming money with Neil Diamond, but that's okay. Who aren't we sharing media streaming rights with in the world anymore, right? As we get set to go here to start the fourth, and the Hawks. Yeah, I mean, we had somebody from the Dominican Republic claim the national anthem on us. You explain that one. 12 minutes. Oh, what a beautiful steal by DeShulo. Great feed in front. Shot. And we got a new goalie for Timber Creek. It is Cooper Caskey is the new goalie, a freshman. So the Wolves go from the senior Logan Plank to the freshman Cooper Caskey in a one-goal game. An interesting move unless Plank is hurt. We got a freshman in goal now. Shot, and the freshman stops that. Let me go ahead and be quiet. Right? And the Hawks have stepped up their defense here, playing much, much better than they have through the middle portions of this one. Good feed. High slot in front, and Lynch mishandled it and gets it knocked out again. He better get back in the circle there. A rare misstep by our reigning defensive player of the year. And here come the Hawks again. .10:35 to play in the game. Well, that's just exceptional. I mean, both of these teams, this is want to right now. Can't swing it, though. You can't swing it. If you come over the top with that, you're going to get called every time. And here comes Viera again. Good check that time by Nate Gonder. Gonder with a big defensive play because he was the only one that could make it for Timber Creek, and he did. Connor Hoffman now. Hoffman in the X spot. Out front. Wines turns. And Connor Hoffman puts the biscuit in the basket. And with 9:46 to play in the game, the Hawks take a 2-goal lead. Hoffman second. And for Connor Hoffman, these are goals 1 and 2 this year for the sophomore.
There's a little bit of selfishness that you've wanted to see out of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Sometimes one pass is too many.
Right.
And I just really like my chances with a 2-goal lead with Jackson Lynch in the circle. And that's going to be a penalty on Viera. Ben Locke says crease. It's a crease. I can't call it a circle. Crease, circle, goal, twine, net, pipes, right? I mean, I played hockey. I know what it's called. Thank you. But is that not a circle that goes around it? Isn't that what it is? Right. 8:58 to go. 8-6 Viera. Sneed. And they failed on the extra man advantage the last time. They had a whole 2 minutes locked in. What's the hold up here? I got you. Jackson Lynch again. And Lynch goes down, and he's hurt. I think he got that ball on the inside of his leg there. And that stings as he kneels down. Well, yeah.
Because he slipped trying to save it and it went.
Yeah, I saw. I'm just trying to spare the poor people at home. And Lynch is up and bouncing around in the crease area, so he seems to be okay. That is really good news. Man, he's got some. I mean, look, it's just different coming out of his stick. It sure did. And this is Almonte with it. 8 minutes to go. And if we saw Viera set up before and play four corners, it looks like that's what we're going to get again here. And I don't blame him with a 2-goal lead. You know, Viera's doing something really unique this year with their practice and conditioning. They do not have days of practice in which shot and nice save by the freshman there on the shot from the right slot area. And Lynch a little too far, and the ground ball is scooped up. But they don't work on conditioning at practice. It's all X's and O's for Coach Nunn. They work on lacrosse, and they have days. The other days, their conditioning days are all spent at Ubrzati. That's where they go to do their conditioning. And the thought process behind that is that obviously when you have field time, you use it to work on your game. And the conditioning at Ubrzati, well, we're going to find out as the season goes on how it pays off for them. Last year, this was a team that gave up a lot of late leads. And so, you know, we'll see if that conditioning pays off for them in the fourth quarter, knowing the program and what Mike DeVinny and Max Amato and Bo Chavez and Dylan Rita do there. There's no doubt it will pay off for them as the season progresses. But I think it's a genius idea to work on X's and O's at practice and then do your conditioning at Ubrizati. Six minutes to go. And the freshman gives it up in the crease, and it gets away from him. And Viera will keep it. Cooper Caskey let that ball out of his stick right there in the middle of the crease, and Viera nearly made him pay. Timeout. Hawks, 5:37 to go in this one. And Viera, who trailed by 2, now leads by 2. And once again, we want to thank tonight's sponsors, W&J Construction and Craig Technologies. For more information on either company, WJ is 321-632-7660. And you can check them out online at wjconstruction.com. And for Craig Technologies, 321-613-5620. And you can check out Craig Technologies at www.craigtechinc.com. Another good song. See what Palm Bay's doing. Pirates are down 22-13. 2:30 to play in the half. They're going to need a big second half. Don't you love it? 5:37. Hawks come out of the timeout. Again, one previous meeting between the Hawks and the Wolves took place back in 2018. It was a 15-3 Viera win, so the Hawks are looking to move to 2-0 against them all time, at least as far back as Max Preps goes. Viera. Field is in great shape. As I say that, he slips and falls. Shot, goal! Landon Almonte, underhanded, finds the bottom right corner for his hat trick goal of the night. And for Almonte, that is goal number 6 this year and his 3rd tonight. Check that. That's Almonte's 2nd of the night. I accidentally gave it to Matt Goodman on my score sheet. So Almonte with 2 goals tonight. The only hat trick in the game has come from Daniel Quinn. Big face-off win here, and the 3-goal lead looms large with 4:39 to play. And I'll tell you what, we are late in this game, and the Hawks definitely look like the better conditioned team. They're,
Both teams coming off of back-to-backs.
yeah, and it's a back-to-back. That's exactly right. And the Hawks still look like they got plenty of energy. As Viera works it, or I'm sorry, Timber Creek works it down. Not sure when our next broadcast is. These will be the games that we have this year. And a whistle. What was that call, Caleb? I missed it.
I think he didn't get his touch back in the box.
I got you.
Too much time spent on the outside without a touch.
So the 5 remaining games that we will be broadcasting this year for Viera, that is we'll have the St. Edward's game, Boone, Windermere, Lake Brantley, and Vero Beach. And the Holy Trinity game away. That's a goal. That trickles in. And that one is scored by Ethan DeSchulo. And the Hawks are pouring it on and open it up for a 4-goal, 10-6 lead. DeSchulo scored the first Hawk goal of the game, and he now has the 10th. And this is an outstanding second half for Viera, who trailed 6-5 at the half. They led 3-2 after one and trailed 6-5 at the half. And since the half, have outscored Timber Creek 5-1. Three minutes to play. Viera on top, 10-6. Wide open, and nice opportunity there for Almonte. And the Hawks, again, they look good late, much fresher. Coming up tomorrow on Brevard Sports Network, we've got, man, I'm excited for this. We've got FHSAA 6A Final Four soccer action as the big bad St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders come calling to Brevard County. Last time a St. Thomas team came to Brevard County, we sent them back south packing as the volleyball team beat them in the Final Four. Tomorrow, St. Thomas will take on the boys soccer team as those two will do battle right here on Brevard Sports Network at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Timeout, Timber Creek. 2:20 to go. And Timber Creek with a timeout. We'll step aside too. 10-6 Viera. All right, welcome back. 2:20 to play here in the game, and it's been all Viera here, especially in this fourth quarter, as they lead at 10-6. Goals tonight by Landon Almonte, Matt Goodman, Almonte with 2, Goodman with 2, DeSchulo with 2, Cannon Velitis with 2, and Connor Huffman with 2. 5 times 2 is how much, Caleb? And we have hit the mark. Timber Creek will fall to 1-2. Should this hold, the Hawks will remain unbeaten at 3-0. Right now, Viera has scored 49 goals this year, and they've allowed 15. This is Daniel Quinn, the only player offensively that's given the Hawks any trouble tonight. He's got 3 for the Wolves. A natural hat trick as well, as he scored all 3 of those goals back to back to back. Shot, and Lynch gets that and gets that. And Quinn will pick it up. "90 seconds to go here. 90 seconds. And the pass not watched into the pocket. Mason Sneed with it. Sneed over to Quinn. Quinn wants that shot. That is his shot. He takes it. And Timber Creek will keep it. Timber Creek trying to get one more here. Not enough time left. Good hustle there, but it won't work. Timber Creek trying to get one more before it all plays out. Who would you say our player of the game is here tonight, Caleb? Jackson Lynch. Does he want a goal? Yes, he does. Lynch all the way down at the other end. First time I ever saw that was a couple of years ago. St. Edward's goalie did it. We did the St. Edward's Lake Highland Prep Final Four game, if you remember. And this ain't our first rodeo. And so we were overdoing that one. And not only did the goalie do it once, but he did it twice. And he scored both times. And he scored the 3rd and 4th goals of the game for St. Edward's. It was a remarkable thing to see. Lake Highland Prep ended up with the win. No, St. Edward's did. St. Edward's did. Fell in the state championship. Yeah, we broadcast quite a few St. Ed's games that year. Brent, right. Now we got a little bit of Wham playing. Wake me up before you go. All we need now is a little Karma Chameleon. That will complete the night. No post-game interviews tonight. Brevard Sports Network has someplace to be. Time deadline tonight. So we'll catch these guys on the rebound next time. Trying to figure out who our player of the game is. If you've watched with us all night, go ahead and cast your vote in the box. I like the way Landon Almonte played tonight and Ethan DeShula both played well. This is Almonte. He's got an empty net.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's got an extra attacker on.
Now that's the first time I've seen that.
Well, the goalie's there. He's just, you see him out there?
Oh, okay.
He's just way out. So there's not an extra, he's just way out. And Viera's just going to run out the clock. And that's going to wrap it up here from Viera High School. The Hawks with an absolutely impressive comeback tonight. They trailed by 2 goals, and they will remain unbeaten at 3-0 as they defeat Timber Creek 10-6. It was, 5 second-half goals. And Viera, good job for the Hawks tonight. So we want to thank our sponsors, W&J Construction, as well as Craig Technology. So for Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. Once again, your final score, Viera 10, Timber Creek 6.